The final issue starts off with Silver Surfer standing off against Knull. Knull says, "You, Surfer, we have met before, yes?" And the Surfer replies, "Indeed we have, and I remain unimpressed, Knull. There is another now, a god of light." Knull tells him that he is aware of this god of light, and that the Surfer, above all, should remember that no matter how fast light travels, darkness is always there, waiting. He tells the Silver Surfer that he admires him in a way, and that he will die a noble death, to which the Surfer responds, "Perhaps, but I shall not face it alone," as we see the Avengers arriving to fight by him. But before any of them can reach Knull, they are interrupted by an explosion of light and hear a familiar voice. The voice says, "I appreciate the assist, fellas, but we'll take it from here." It is no other than Venom, fused with the power of the Enigma Force. Knull begins to taunt him by saying, "So this is it then. The great god of light has chosen a host that I've killed how many times now? Is this meant to scare me? Honestly, you can't possibly believe that you can beat me." Venom says, "Yes, I think we can," and without thinking twice grabs Mjolnir from Thor and Silver Surfer's board and combines them to create a giant battle axe. Venom charges at Knull with his new weapon, and we for the first time see Knull on the defensive as he runs from Venom. Knull sends his dragons to fight for him, and Venom decimates each and every one of them with ease, all while having fun. Venom tells Knull to stop hiding and face him. The god of the void pulls out his sword, the all-black, and attacks. Venom grabs the sword with his hand and says no, no more. No more swords, no more dragons, as he completely vaporized Knull's weapon. Knull is terrified to see how Venom has destroyed the All-Black with such ease. Venom grabs Knull and says, "It's gonna be just you and me." He throws Knull to the ground and says, "You wanted darkness? I hope you enjoy it." Knull responds, "You know nothing of the darkness," and sends his Celestial to attack Venom, who swings his axe one time and takes the Celestial's head off. He then proceeds to grab Knull and take him to where Knull had ripped the symbiote off of Eddie. Venom says, "I remember when you dragged me up here from the sewers, all the pain, the fear, the agony as you ripped my other from me. I remember all of it." Venom lunges his axe into Knull's chest and rips apart Knull's symbiote, asking him, "But do you know what I remember the most? I remember feeling hopeless, helpless. I remember falling." He throws Knull to the ground, just like Knull had done to him previously. Knull comes crashing down, but Venom says, "We aren't done. Get up." Knull replies, You can't win. You may kill me, but the darkness, it lives in your son." Venom responds, "You want to talk about my son? Let's go talk." He grabs Knull and flies him into outer space. Knull says, "You will never be free of me. The void, it is eternal. The darkness has teeth, child." Venom says, "Yeah, so do we." He flies at great speed and takes Knull to the sun. He tells Knull that maybe he is right. There will always be darkness. Maybe we might all be swallowed by it. We may all lose. We may all be consumed by the void, doomed to drown in your kingdom of black. But I don't care. This is for Dylan. Venom flies into the sun with Knull, and we finally see the defeat of the god of the abyss as he is vaporized. Soon after, Eddie hears the voice of the god of light saying, "Edward, do you feel it? You've done it. No, he's gone. His hive, they are free." Meanwhile on Earth, we see Dracula's army celebrating their victory and saying, "Hail Chernobyl, hail Dracula." They see Blade and tell him, "Did you really think we'd let you walk, Daywalker?" The vampiric army grab Blade and shove him to the ground. The team asks Blade if he needs backup, and Blade says, "Nah, I'm good." The team says, "Huh, good, eh? Tell me what you know that we don't." Blade replies, "What do I know? I know what time it is. Knull's dome is removed from the earth, and daylight shines on the vampires, killing them all. Blade says that everything finally seems to be coming back to normal. Thor reclaims Mjolnir and the Surfer his board since the battle is finally won. We see Eddie Brock arrive back to Earth with the heroes. Spider-Man asks Eddie if Knull is really dead, but Eddie has his attention elsewhere. He tells Spidey, yeah, more or less, and runs to his son, Dylan, who seems to be screaming in pain. A part of Knull seems to be inside of Dylan. Eddie tells him it's going to be okay and uses the power of the Enigma Force to pull the darkness out of his son. The process is excruciating for Dylan, but Eddie manages to pull out the darkness and destroy it. Right after doing that, the Enigma Force tells Eddie, "You have done well, Edward, but I must leave you. You do not need the light to protect you. Not anymore. You have a new role now, Edward. You have become something else, something new." We hear the Venom symbiote reaching out to Eddie, saying, "Can you hear me? Can you feel it, Eddie? Can you feel what has happened?" Eddie responds, "I can. I can hear them. I can hear them all, the Hive. But I can't understand them." Venom says, "They are speaking to you in our ancient tongue, Eddie, because you defeated the Void. You freed our kind. You are the Hive mind now. Eddie, you are the god of the symbiotes. You are the King in Black."